Alright, folks. Hello, hello. As you join me again, you find me here, returned to the Blue Kingdom, refreshed and reloaded with plenty of supplies and plenty of crew to send to their inevitable deaths. I mean, to serve me faithfully until they retire at a ripe old age. Um, Now let's see, we've got a number of things still to do here in the Blue Kingdom. Quite a few things. And one thing that I want to do is I want to get some tea out, I believe, and then talk to my navigator, who couldn't help usher his friend through death's door. Oh no, I need some chorister nectar. Okay. He was about to fulfill his childhood promise, but he turned away from death's door. Altan's corpse only reminds him of his failure. He clenches the hot toddy you've brought him. It's nice, he manages after the first sip, and thank you, after the fourth. When the mug is finally empty, he turns to the corpse of Altan, propped to face the window. The family tomb was no good. Too gloomy, too dark. But you were at death's door. You saw them. Altan deserves better. He puts his mug down, meets your eyes. I've been thinking about alternatives. What does that mean? He must have a sky burial. It's not traditional, but I think it would appeal to Altan's sense of poetry. I need to leave him somewhere in the high wilderness. But where? I could suggest the most serene mausoleum. It rests by a dead sun. Only those in high favor with her renewed majesty are permitted burial there. It's an exalted place. Suggest a weft of unraveled time. He'd be casting Altan into the tumultuous throes of frenzied time, and it would be tremendously dangerous to get there. That's an adventure itself. True. Suggest the Mother of Mountains. He could be taken to the very peak. He'd be surrounded by only the winds and the open sky. Suggest the Avid Horizon. It's an eerie, beautiful location. A thing of wonder, a liminal place caught between the past and the future. Suggest Titania. It's the most beautiful part of the Reach, itself a place of new beginnings and lifelong adventure. That should surely suit him. So, his the navigator's whole guiding force was that Altan wanted to experience adventure, right? So we're not going to inter him in some peaceful place like Titania or the mausoleum. Okay, so those are just out. And I think the Mother of Mountains is out too. Like, it's kind of treacherous to get there, but then afterwards, you're just kind of hanging out there. I'm leaning towards a weft of unraveled time, right? Like, that's very tumultuous. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I like that. That is it. Yes. The navigator moves to embrace you. He remembers himself and offers a handshake. That's perfect. A last journey to an uncertain destination. If he'd known this could be its last resting place, he would have begged me to arrange it. Okay, that means I need to go find one in Albion, so obviously we're not doing that right now. But, at least we've got a plan. Okay, now I need to, I think, make myself a yoke to do some of the things here that I need to do because I need to get into the Forge of Souls. And they don't let you in there unless you're yoked. And I'm yoked! Not that kind, unfortunately. So I had the opportunity to become yoked here at Wellmouth, but I kind of don't want to go back there because it's terrifying. I also haven't, I don't know if there's another port here. I feel like probably not. I don't think I've heard reference to another place name. So, I'll tell you what, I'll go to the Stone-Faced Court and see if there's anything I can do there. Hold on, hold on, what is this? Invest in copies of the cultural attaché's work. There are 19 volumes published. He's working on the 20th now. This exchanges gratitude for a volume of notes on the Blue Kingdom, which can be used to hire certain assistants. Oh, and I can get moments of inspiration too, and information. Let's get a volume of notes on the Blue Kingdom. Okay. Do I need, I don't, hmm. I don't know which of these people is useful. I don't know, man. Yeah, I think we're just going on here. Oh, I need caged catches. Where do I buy caged catches? Nowhere here. I thought I could. Nope, guess not. Alright. And more caged catches, jeez. This usually tells you where you can get caged catches, I thought. Maybe not. Alright. Well, oh, here we go. Blah, blah, blah. Catch, oh, purchase at the House of Rods and Chains. That's the only place you can purchase them, apparently. I mean, I guess I'll claim that, because it'll be a good profit if I can ever fulfill those prospects, but I'm not super hopeful. Okay, so I guess I'm going back to, oops, what's it called? The White Well, to see if I can change my fucking employment status. So I'm hoping that yoked doesn't affect too much. Like, it makes it sound like you're a servant. Yeah, fuck your ass. I hope it doesn't have any gameplay effects other than different logo chasing me. Oh, jeez, hey, dude. Yes, fight each other. Like idiots. Ow, you piece of shit. Shut up and fuck you. Oh my god. Let's search this thing's maw. Nope. Failure. Not a bad failure, though. Go. Alright, yeah, back to the White Well. We'll talk to the spider ladies, and I'm sure nothing bad will happen. There may already be like a spider god living in my mind, so may have already experienced the worst possible outcome. It's unclear. Alright, we're going right, left, right. So we take a the right here. And then we take a the left. And we look for anything out of the ordinary here, which I am not finding. And then we hear a logos and hope it's not a blue one, because those are the ones that are hostile to us. And it's a yellow one. Cool. How do you do, good sir or madam? How's it going? See ya! And then we take out the right. And then we slow down so we don't careen into the stone-faced court. Something tells me smashing through the windows of the court is not going to predispose them towards granting me any favors. Alright, alright. Oh, I should be able to go into the stone-faced court now. Litigator, could you intercede on my behalf, please? To get in? Wait, have I been in here before? I forget. I have, right? Enter the stone-faced court. Follow the curious official. Yeah. Okay. Right, I was here before. I was trying to find out about the industrialist's lost love with no success. Didn't I need to bring something? Um, I did need to bring something. I needed to bring gemstones. God damn it. Where do I get gemstones? Oh, at the Forge of Souls. Alright, that's not too far away. I'll be back. Ooh. I successfully argued a spirit's case and got some souls. Nice dude. Walking by Cage Catches here. Fuck yeah, that's so amazingly lucky. And where am I taking those? Death's Door or the Forge of Souls? Okay. Yeah, I kind of need to go to the Forge of Souls anyway, so that's really nice. Alright, now let's see if we can become yoked here. Become yoked. There's a little something down there, isn't there? It's a little mote of something. Alright, Wellmouth. Let's visit the matronly relict and act to become the Spider Sweeper. This will enable you to change your status to yoked. The walls of the cottage twist and buckle as the vast black thing devours your gift. It chitters and clicks for more, lurching forward, its jaws snapping inches from your nose. Grandmother had forgotten this role even existed, says the widow. To confirm your appointment, you must perform the associated duties at least once. The Spider Sweeper's role is to descend into the White Well and dislodge the failed dead that cling to its walls. The dark mass clambers from its chair and rears on its hind legs, picking with surprising delicacy through the contents of a cupboard. Finally, it emerges with a broomstick in its jaws. To become yoked, you must sweep the well. Since yoked spirits are not permitted at Wellmouth, you will lose the relic's permission to speak with her widows. Okay. As riddled with spiders decreases, your terror increases. What does that mean? Fulfill your duties as the Spider Sweeper. Can I increase my iron before I do that? You're already increasing my iron. %62% chance to succeed. Yes. The Spider Sweeper's duty. The White Well's edges are a plunging tangle of clumped sorrow spiders, thankfully frozen. Under your boots they crumble. With every step of your descent, shards of spider fall into the abyss. Yo, why are there so many spiders here? You come across one of the failed dead, limbs outstretched, fingertips wormed into ice cracks. He dabbled in immortality and ended up here for his trouble. You swing toward him, broomstick jabbing and prodding, ignoring his yelps. He slips and falls into the abyss with a final screech, an undignified end for one who fought so hard not to end. For the rest of the day you dislodge more failed dead, in much the same fashion. One whispers a confession in your ear before he plunges. Another desperately summarizes her life, snatching for immortality even now. You're one of the yoked. Alright. Let's watch one of the widows inter one of the failed dead, I guess. Does this get me anything? A Tale of Terror. Alright, I'm leaving. See you. I'm yoked now. To the Forge of Souls! Pretty much a straight shot, except for all those turns I have to make. But, you know. Oh, don't run into the full scorn fluke. Nope, just passing by, don't mind me. See ya, dude. I have no quarrel with you, good sir. Or madam. Or being with no discernible gender. Some things aren't worth stopping for. A single, like, fuel or supply is one of them. Alright, I'm back at the Forge of Souls with the permission to enter this time. Lord, that's a bridge. And we start slowing it down. We start slowing it down. Where's the entrance? There it is. Look at this, I'm such a fucking pro. Oh yeah. Like a glove. Alright, Forge of Souls. Take your caged catches, you beasts. Cases of gemstones you're selling. Yes, please. Alright, anyway. Forge of Souls. Court of Dust. Let's wander the courtyard, I guess. This usually gives me an opportunity. As you walk down a crowded thoroughfare, you notice the masked spirits shuffling to one side and dropping reverently to their knees. Some are raising unlit candles. Some have retrieved broken hourglasses from their robes. Others are scrawling complex symbols on the floor in chalk. The cause of the commotion appears at first glance to be just another spirit in a porcelain mask, taller than the others, his stride more sure. Luminous energies swirl at its feet. Should I be kneeling as well? A servitor of the Blue Kingdom, murmurs the nameless spirit, gently pushing you to your knees and handing you a stick of chalk. One of the Sapphire King's most trustworthy servants, only a step below the logoi. There are many possible obeisances, but the simplest is to scrawl your name in the gutter and sweep it out as it walks past. You do as instructed. The servitor doesn't so much as glance your way. In moments, it turns the corner and is gone. All around you, spirits clamber to their feet and resume their business. Cool. Alright, let's enter the gates, I guess. As you approach the gates, the few spirits hovering in the courtyard begin to cluster behind you. A grate at eye level shrieks open. A skeletal face peers back at you, eyeball to hollow, gem-studded socket. You are permitted, the unworthy scribe says, in a voice of molten lead. Not the rest. The lamentation has made herself more than clear. The grate slams shut. With a long, grinding moan, the left gate creaks open a fraction. It's enough to slip into the dark chamber beyond, as the gate swings shut behind you. Hell yeah. We're in the Lyceum now. It's a cavernous and crumbling vault. Its stone floors are covered in battered tomes and broken tablets. Creaking shelves far above you bow under the weight of disordered scrolls. A few thin rays of light filter in from holes in the towers high above. They illuminate vast stone stairs leading deeper into the Lyceum. The unworthy scribe sits at a small desk beside the gate, whispering to himself and paying no heed to you. Port report, please. Introduce yourself. You are new to the Lyceum. The Graven? The fuck is a Graven? I don't think I've ever seen that word before. Huh. What? I guess it's just one of those skull people. The Graven's eye sockets are studded with twinkling white sapphires. His fingers drum on his stone desk, propelled by nervous energy. He adopts the tone of a tour guide. This, he tells you, is the Lyceum. It has had many purposes over the eons, but has fallen into neglect. The great lamentation of mists aims to restore this once glorious citadel to its former stature, but it will take time and work and patience. He looks about at the voiceless spirits shuffling disconsolately through the stacks. The lamentation has had to take what help she can find. Restoring a library? That sounds like my kind of quest. Petition for an audience with the lamentation of mists. The unworthy scribe shakes his head sadly. The lamentation prefers to choose her servants herself. It is beyond my remit to procure service for her. And besides, he glances around at the wealth of moldering shelves and scattered clay tablets, she's excruciatingly busy. Okay, provide an endorsement from your litigator. They will vouch for you and hopefully secure a less costly means of seeing the lamentation. So I needed scraps of ancient knowledge for that. The nameless spirit leans across the unworthy scribe's desk and whispers into where his ear would have been. Whatever was said must have been equivalent to 2 scraps of ancient knowledge, as the scribe waves you through. The scribe leads you through the Lyceum and toward the Chamber of Restoration, where the Lamentation of Mists spends her days sifting through the ashes. A scribe spinster the size of a chapel rests in the center of the Chamber of Restoration. Her wings are pale as lambskin and thick as a Bible. She holds her wings to her, and keens in soft utterances of fragmentary speech. She's bound by a long length of chain to a massive book, illuminated in black and gold, and shackled to the floor. As you enter, her blind face turns to you. Ooh. Hmm. Oh, so these are different ways of becoming yoked. But how would I have gotten in here if I weren't yoked? I guess I could be an ethereal or ephemera, right? I don't know how you become one of those, but whatevs. Um, could I have a testament of salt? Can I have it? The trial for the Testament of Salt takes place in the sepulchral archives below the reading room. Lazulite pillars thick as the ribs of a colossus hold up the many-vaulted roof. Great windows bereft of glass allow sunlight to flood in, bright as death. All but the nearest pillars are obscured in splendid immortal radiance. Who will stand as surety? 3 bodies are required to test the validity of your claim. Should you fail, punishment will be visited upon them. Yeah, I've got 3 extra crew members. The lamentation is hanging from her long chain on a pillar before you. She requests that you select 3 companions to act as a guarantee of your good faith. Servants are considered suitable, but she supposes friends or employees will do. Whom will you select? 3 stokers? 3 signalers? 3 gunners? I don't know. I'm not doing the stokers. Those are the real working class. I'm doing the signalers. Your signaler's expressions are grave. Time for a smoke first, Captain? The most senior asks. She lights up without waiting for your response, then passes it to her comrades. The trials for the Testament of Salt take... we've read that. Undergo your trial. Supplicants must undergo 1 of 3 trials to test their worthiness. The selection is at the Lamentation's discretion. You step into the bright, guided by the Lamentation's voice. Your 3 crew members are behind you. The ground dips. There are stairs, and then your vision darkens, adjusts. You stand in a long chamber. Long webs of dust gather on the crumbling black stone walls. There are gates in the walls, rusted and dust-shrouded. At the end of the room is a door the size of a cathedral gate. Open the gate of silver. Behind it you can hear the voice of an old friend who remained behind when London came to the heavens. Open the gate of iron. Behind it you can hear the voice of one once beloved, a voice you never thought to hear again. Open the gate of adamant. Behind it you can hear the plaintive cries of a fallen crewman. Focus on your purpose. Remember all you've heard of the tricks and delusions of the high wilderness. Yeah, let's do that. You reach the door, your footfall echoing in the empty chamber. The cold metal swings open to your touch. Beyond it is a chasm lit by candles somewhere deep below. A narrow spindle of rock leads to a pillar carved of gold wood. At the top of the pillar someone has placed a red cushion. That is where you must climb. That's where you must sit. 3 days later, the unworthy scribe arrives to lead you out. Your crew, he assures you, are safe. You've earned the Testament of Salt. Well, that was kind of like easier than I expected. I just needed to trade sky stories, which I have a butt ton of. Is it always that easy? Huh. Oh, that sucks. Okay, but I do have to go back to... I have to get another endorsement to talk to her again. Well, luckily I have enough... What's it called? Scraps of ancient knowledge. I've only been able to get those in like one place so far, which is like killing a senior scribe spinster. So I don't know where else you come by those. I'm gonna have to be careful coming here. All right, ask for permission to see the roll of ash. The bedeviled didact needs to consult it to learn more about the strife between the sons. The lamentation examines you for a long moment. One wooden finger, long as a spear, taps thoughtfully on the floor. Then she rattles off a staccato set of directions through the Lyceum. The didact scribbles them down. Return here afterwards, she says. Would speak. Leaving the Lamentation's presence, you follow her directions into the jumbled chaos of the Lyceum. The route is complicated, but seems largely untraveled, as if the local denizens avoid it. Eventually, you enter a cavernous chamber. The bedeviled didact gasps. The Roll of Ash is not a book or a scroll. It is a library. The chamber is huge, its walls gridded with square alcoves reaching all the way to the ceiling. In each alcove is a marble tablet, engraved with sigils of the correspondence. Allow the didact to conduct his research. He dons a set of stained-glass spectacles and a tin hat, and his fingers dance over a tangle of charms at his neck. Only then does he begin to read. These are the names of a sun, he says, indicating the higher sigils on a slab. And this, he frowns at a lower sigil, perhaps most mundanely translates as cause of death. This place is a cenotaph, a memorial to dead stars. He examines several more slabs. See, the suns differ, but the cause of death is identical in every case, an exchange of courtesies. He steps back, counting the rows and ranks of the alcoves. Hundreds. He shudders abruptly. I think that's enough. We should return to the lamentation. Huh. An exchange of courtesies is the cause of death of sons. Doesn't sound very courteous. Return to the lamentation. When you emerge from the Lyceum, the lamentation sends for you immediately. Well, she asks. Oh, this is called the tip of the iceberg. She crawls forward on her angular limbs to loom over you. The sigil-scrawled wooden mask of her face is, as ever, unreadable. I think, the didact hesitates, I think a great many stars have died under the veneer of this courtesy. Hundreds of them, in fact. The lamentation issues a shrill, jagged sound. Is she laughing? That chamber? One annex of Roll of Ash. Annex 34, she says, of 278. Then she dismisses you. She's had her fun. The didact turns to you. Can we return to New Winchester? I need to think. 278 annexes, assuming they all have the same dimensions, so they all have like multiple hundreds of cenotaphs in them. It says hundreds, so let's assume that's like at least 200. So 200 times 238, at least 47,000 dead sons. At most, like 237,000. So sons are dying, like a lot. And via hostilities, right? And exchanging courtesies. This isn't like entropy taking its course. This is what seems like warfare. Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, let's see what the clay conductor can find. Can we enter the Lyceum and then look for the Forge of Souls? How do I do this? Oh, inquire about the Forge of Souls. You've heard that the suns used it to fashion new life. Is it true? The unworthy scribe hisses like a kettle on the boil. The sapphires in its eye sockets dim. The forge is under the Amaranthine Edict, he rasps. For your benefit, that means that the Sapphired King has taken it under his protection to prevent against unwise use. Once it was the province of all kings. The westernmost has learnt the painful lesson of that mistake. The unworthy scribe drums his fingers against the stone of his desk. Be satisfied that you've been allowed within the Lyceum. Be content with its wonders. Do they not suffice? Once it was the province of all kings, so every son in the vicinity had the ability to create new life via the forge, but he has now kind of made it his own private domain. Interesting. I wonder why it's called the westernmost, by the way. Interesting. Alright, so some pushback there. Okay. Bribe the unworthy scribe to take you to the Forge of Souls. I only need 500 bucks. Yeah, I can do that. I'm surprised I can pay. The spirit floats towards the unworthy scribe, who looks as alarmed as it's possible for a jewel-encrusted skeleton to look alarmed. A tablet is produced, the jewels studded on the scribe's bones are contemplated, their value calculated. A debt could be paid with these, the spirit considers. The scribe is happy to show you to the forge and to accept your sovereigns. The unworthy scribe drums his fingers frenetically against his desk. One supposes there is only so much harm you could cause. The forge remains unkindled. This way, if you please. The unworthy scribe leads you through the Lyceum, down and deeper into its vaults. You pass unlit furnaces and empty vats, the hollowed-out shells of colossal towers, all shrouded with a thick carpet of gem-inflected dust. The scribe tells you that once all the Lyceum was the forge, or rather the Lyceum was a small part of the forge. But this, he tells you, leading you up a dizzying stone stair, was its heart. The forge comprises the colossus of stone towers at the heart of the Lyceum, huddled together as though frightened. A single gate permits entry into the innermost sanctum. The ground is carpeted in knee-high drifts of scintillant chromatic dust. At the base of the forge there's a lone figure, the first venturer, guardian of the Forge of Souls, now sifting through the dust and ash. The first venturer. Let's talk to him. A man who spends his time tending the forge. He's covered in scars from old frostbite, acquired from traveling across the skies. When he's not working, he can be found in the courtyard between the forge and the Lyceum, sifting through the sands of dust and gemstone accrued at the forge's base. What's up with you? The man smiles, creasing his aged face. He introduces himself and seems genuinely curious about your own reasons for being there. He tells you that he journeyed here long ago. Before Her Majesty opened the door to the heavens, he and a bold Z-captain slipped through it, and had the skies to themselves. Now he looks after the forge. He has, he mentions, made a promise to a friend long gone. Interesting. What was the promise? Let's share stories. He fetches wine, Greyfield's famous mushroom wine, from the Neath. Not many bottles left, he confesses. I must be careful. I promised to save the last. He fills your cup and his, and asks about your adventures, and the long road that brought you to the Blue Kingdom. At last you angle the conversation toward himself. Ah, he says, I was the first to the horizon. Not the Parzival. I was. We opened the gate and sailed through. I wasn't alone as I am now. He smiles. My apologies, as I have been until now. His conversation turns somber as he speaks of his old companion, whose duties have since been taken on by the Clerk of Sevens, who opted to take their place. The Venturer, too, serves out his sentence here. One day he hopes he will sail the skies again. Oh, so his companion didn't die? They left? Huh. Does this do anything different if I share stories again? No. The forge is dormant. Might it be otherwise? The Venturer chews his lip thoughtfully. Owing to a technicality of procedure, I am custodian of the forge, but am forbidden from repairing it. He picks up a handful of glass. It pours through his fingers like sand through an hourglass. The lamentation of Mist is supposed to keep an eye on me. I am forbidden to fix the forge. You are not. If you could convince her to look the other way... There's a sparkle in his eyes. Well, interesting. I can do that. Alright, let's go back in. Enter the Lyceum. Petition for an audience with the Lamentation of Mists. That's the last time I can do this for a while. And then request permission to repair the Forge of Souls. The Lamentation would not, technically speaking, be responsible for its restoration. Abruptly, she dismisses the unworthy scribe. As the great bronzewood doors swing closed, the Lamentation crawls closer to you, softly keening as she leans over you. You must use the forge to make new scribe spinsters for her. Her tone is insistent, desperate. They were made here once, before their library was destroyed. Then you may do as you wish. The Amaranthine edict over the forge would not be broken, so long as nothing new was made at the forge. The westernmost king would not concern himself with that. She's been alone for so long, and her work at the Lyceum would only benefit. She drifts away from you, still whispering. Well, that was the easiest thing ever. You have the Lamentation's permission, on condition you also use the forge to make more scribe spinsters. Can do, dude. Can do. Return to the Forge of Souls. Repair the forge. Within the forge are many chambers housing ovens and kilns, furnaces and forges. They're blackened with soot and glass, and all stand empty. Once every chamber of the forge was ruled by its own spirit, who allowed the chamber to perform its functions. Now they're gone, mad or lost or slumbering. To relight the forge, those spirits will need to be drawn back. Okay, I could provide souls for the forge. Sure, I've got some. There are eerie lights in the forge as the first venturer melts away the souls, freed from their glass, like so much candle wax. He pours the remains over the kilns. The red ministers will be pleased, he says, offering these spirits far more affection than the slurry of coals now dripping over the clay. They're returning, he says, or waking at least. Okay, more souls. Okay, condemned experiment. How many of these do I have? Not too many. The venturess hands you a torch and instructs you in the melting down of your condemned experiment. The remnant you gather up in a clay bowl, and with mortar and pestle grind to a fine powder. This you sprinkle over one of the empty kilns. Good, good, the venturer tells you. This will inspire them, make them remember their purpose. Oh, a chaos of light. The Forge of Souls is operational once more. That was a lot easier than I expected. The forge repaired. In his delight, the first venturer goes to embrace you, but thinks better of it. You've done well, Captain. The servants of the forge have woken. Come, let us see who we can make. He leads you into the newly bright chambers. Along the way, he introduces you to the host of spirits. You meet thrones and dominions, the red ministers, to whom the venturer is deferential in the extreme, the principalities of Chalcedon, the sisters in green and gold, and the white minister herself. Am I supposed to know who these people are? The forge is repeopled with its spirits. The real work can begin now. Huh. Okay. The great chambers of the Forge of Souls are ablaze with light. Smoke in blue and gold and black belches from the furnaces, attended by spirits in all manner of shape and hue and size. The spirits guard their dominions jealously, and must be entreated to lend their skill in the creation of new souls. There's work to be done. Donate items to certain of the spirits to gain unique aspects. These aspects can then be combined to create something of your choosing. Huh. Okay, so I can craft a scribe spinster with an aspect of what? Verdance? And an aspect of dominion? Wait, hold on. Donate items to certain of the spirits to gain unique aspects. I see. Okay, so these are the things I'll be able to make. Either a scribe spinster, an immaculate soul, or crew members? That doesn't sound that useful. Unless it gives me like 10. Immaculate Soul sounds like just what it sounds like. That item. That trading item. Hmm. Interesting. Okay, so okay, if I wanted to make a scribe spinster, because that's what the Lamentation of Mists wanted, I would need an aspect of Verdance and an aspect of Dominion. In order to get an aspect of Verdance, I would need Bronzewood. Makes sense. Aspect of Dominion, I would need a pane of glass. So it's not super duper expensive, but I'm not really seeing the upside here. I don't know. Huh. Okay, well, I'll think about it. Forge a companion. The rekindled forge presents an opportunity. You can make an officer for your crew, one constructed to your precise specifications. Fucking cool. So I can make an officer to fill one of the slots I want to fill. That's really cool. Would I want to do that? Is there anything like I don't know. The thing is like I feel like that's for somebody who hasn't filled out as many quest lines as I have. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm about to fulfill my Clay Conductor's quest line, and even if not, like, I'm pretty close to the Fortunate Navigators as well. I'm gonna have a filled one in each slot. But you know, maybe what I can do is, like, if I really wanted to min-max one skill at a time, like for a certain check, it'd be useful to have like one officer in each slot who boosted that skill, right? So like I'm pretty sure right now I've got somebody in every slot who boosts iron. No, I don't actually. Actually, I could use another iron one because I don't have an iron one in either signaler or chief engineer. So can I just do this? I want a willing assistant. I'm inside a tiny chamber immaculately clean despite the smoke billowing from the furnace set into one wall. At the center is a stone plinth bearing a crumpled object 6 feet in length. Um, okay. Now, yeah, so forge a pugilistic companion who will strengthen your iron. And then can I choose where they would go? It'd have to be in the signaler one spot. Okay. The spirit pumps scalding water into a copper bath from a pipe beside the furnace. Steam fills the room. While your clothes stick to your skin, the spirit's robes flow weightlessly around its insubstantial frame. Once the bath is full, the spirit gestures for you to stand back. It uncorks the red bottle and takes a deep and reverential swig before emptying it into the water, which froths up immediately. The spirit lowers the skin into the foam, where it softens, ballooning as the mixture bubbles through it. When the bath is cooled, the spirit lifts your dripping companion out and lies it back upon the plinth. Your companion has a body, acquires some ministry-approved literature or a hogshead of starshine to fill it. Alright, I'll have to come back later. I wonder, it looks like whatever item I give to complete its brain or whatever affects its stats. So I'll have to think about that. I'll have to think about that. Okay, now let's consult the spirits of the forge for the clay conductor. Their voice must be perfect, the conductor implores, his eyes bright. A template from the sun's daughter. The sisters in green and gold raise their limbs, as though shrugging. The red ministers are implacable behind their woven masks. The principalities scurry away from you, and will not consider your request. Only the white minister, bearing her voice in a silken casket, consents to hear you out. She informs you that a new soul requires a template, but the Emeranthian edict forbids new templates from being created. If one wishes to receive an exemption, one must visit the sun's daughter at death's door. You will need a testament of salt to petition her. The clay conductor punctuates all of this with a grumbled monologue of impatience. Good thing I just got a testament of salt, boy. All right, that was a lot. That was cool. There was one other thing I wanted to do here. Ask whether you may visit the Clerk of Sevens. What is that? The unworthy scribe opens the door for you. The skeleton's eyes wink in the light. The clerk was a Londoner once. Perhaps you'll get along. Who the fuck? This looks like another real person, doesn't it? This looks like a real person to me. Anyway, the room is lined with shelves, filled with tattered files and crumbling journals. At the center is a large, ornate wooden desk, the type you'd see in a banker's office in London. The clerk sits on top of the desk reading. She leans against a vast stack of dust-covered papers. She glances up from her book. Her smile is quick, mischievous. What do you do here? Few humans, living ones at least, hold positions of importance in the Blue Kingdom, and her title is not informative. I'm cataloging the number 7, she shrugs helplessly. All history, science, law, art, fiction, every and any occurrence of the number 7, I record and file it. It could be worse. I could have the 6s. Can you imagine doing it for the 12s? I don't know. 7's pretty bad. 7's like a very portentous number to a lot of people. It's not as bad as like 3. I feel like 3 would be real bad. How can I assist you? She wants you to help her out of her bibliographic hell. I bet I need to find somebody to take her place. A loophole. Listen, she says. I wasn't first through the Abbot Horizon, but I was pretty close, and I made a bad deal. I didn't know much better then. Have you been to the forge? The adventurer there was the first through. He and the captain who brought him were bound here in service. The adventurer chose to stay here, but I gave up my locomotive so that the captain could escape. Now I'm bound here in the captain's place. She snorts. I didn't come to the skies for this. I want to leave. The correspondence is my way out. With the right sigils, I could fashion a loophole, or at least a temporary exemption. How can I help? I've learned as much as I can of the correspondence here at the library. The sigils I need are obscure ones. I can't find them here. She hands you a sheaf of notes and a couple of charred books. I've scraped together some clues to locations the sigils might have been used. If you can collect, say, half a dozen of them, I should be able to amend the terms of my service enough to free myself. For a time, at least. There are 18 sigils scattered across the sky in ports and discoveries. You need to recover any 6 of them. Searching for sigils, the note says, Lustrum? And what about the Logoi? Or, swallowed by the past in a place where the weft of time had frayed? What does this mean? Okay. Alright. I mean, alright. I guess I'll just come across those as I go. What are you working on here, clerk? The top sheet of the nearest pile is titled The Constellation of Sparrows. Here, the clerk has been recording the reign of the constellation's 7th sun. To the side of that pile is a hefty file. It's marked as the 5th of 26 files, on every 7th bronzewood tree growing in the reach. Her work is certainly thorough. Oof, dude. Okay, I'll help you out. I think that's going to be kind of a long-term quest, but I'll help you out. Okay, so now we are going to the sun's daughter, correct? Yeah, but first, I'm gonna explore up here, see what's going on up here. Oh, nothing. Okay. What about up this way? Wait, I need gemstones. I need to go buy some gemstones. Oh, I didn't forget. Ow. Don't mind that. Okay, gemstones. Wait, I have some? Where did I get those? Okay. I guess I've got gemstones. Okay. I acquired gemstones at some point. I will not ask. Alright, now what's up here? Sounds like a Logoi. Nope, just kidding. Another dead end. Come on, man. I want to know what's up there. Let me in. Now, can I go up here? Are you? Oh, this is a bridge. Okay. I was about to be real mad. But I can indeed get through. This is cool. It's very narrow. Sounds like a Logoi. I'll probably kill it just for the terror reduction. It's doing the fucking 2001 sound, which I don't appreciate. Where are you? I think this is a dead end down here. It has to be a dead end, yeah. What about up here? Oh yeah, I'm getting closer to it. Where are you? Get it, perfect resurrectionist. Why are you shooting at me? I didn't do anything to you, other than shoot you once. Yeah, get him, boys. Did that thing die? I'm not entirely sure. fuck yourself. No, it didn't die. You done? You done? Resurrection is deceased. Strip it for parts! Yeah! I love stripping! I mean... Yeah, no, that's correct. Would you sit still? Sit still! Oh, you piece of shit. You piece of fucking shit. Stop. Oh, look at this motherfucker. He's staring at the wall and juking back and forth. What is wrong with you? You absolute degenerate. Okay, one more shot. Oh, I missed. Oh. This is a proper hootenanny. This guy only needs one more shot, too. Alright. Man. Alright. Ooh, claim a fragment of a lost sigil. Very cool. That's one. You retrieve the fragments of the Logos' heart sigil. The engine is quiet when you return. Is it relief that the battle with the Logos is finally over, or disappointment that all you have to show for your bloody triumph is half a sigil? Either way, you'll have to find another Logos. Oh, come on! Come on, man! Alright. Luckily, there seem to be quite a many of them here, so it shouldn't take me too long to find another one, and they're not all that hard to fight either. Actually, ideally, I'd find two more. One to take the sigil and one to reduce my terror. What's this up here? An Enclave of the Dead. Persuade them to show you a piece of lost sigil. Very nice. This is going to be easy. Wait, what? Oh. They trace a sigil onto my palm once. It's not enough for you to learn the whole pattern, but it's a start. You'll need to feel the sigil 3 times before you can record the full sigil. Lovely. Lovely, dude. Alright. Yeah, like I said, long-term project. It's fine. We'll get there. Yeah, it's kind of looking like there aren't any more ports. Which is kind of what I expected. Sazor's Gamble. That's a cool place name. Alright, this looks like it connects to a place I've been previously. Definitely, definitely. Alright, so before we go through there, let's check up here to see where this goes to. That is a bridge. I can go through there. Okay. Kaboomy. Fuck. That's 2 kaboomies. Need what, 4? Oh, I missed by inches, man. Shut up. Oh wow, that hit me. Oh man, you're hard to hit when you're right in front of me. Not that hard to hit though. Idiot. Yo, where do I get the homing missiles? I want homing missiles. Okay. Not the greatest rewards from enemies in this sector. I'm wondering if I didn't come here in the right order. This seems a little bit less treacherous than Eleutheria. And it's obviously also smaller. So yeah, I wonder if Eleutheria was meant to be last. I mean, it doesn't super duper matter. And I'm definitely not done in Eleutheria. There are a bunch of quest lines to follow up on there. Okay. Scraping the edges here. That's good. Yep. Anything else out here? In the open sky? Oh yeah, there's something over there if I should... Yeah, alright, I'll go get it. Die, crocodile. Die, crocodile, die. Search its maw or extract its meat? Let's search its maw. Failure, damn. Did I just gain terror? Yes, I did. Damn. Did not want to do that. Another crocodile. Die, crocodile, die. Oh, and a red logo. Go away. I shall kill both of you. And say fuck you. Oh yeah, you love the double hit. You love to see it, folks. Oh, they're caught on each other. You fools. You idiots. Shouldn't you be fighting each other? Okay, well now you can't. How did I miss that? What an embarrassment. Claim a trophy. Failure. Still reduced terror though. Nice. Oh, I missed. I can't see through this fucking, like, sunbeam. Discontent. A junior signaler receives a dose of medicinal port in the infirmary. Let's jettison some supplies. Easy peasy. Reduce terror. Dude, stop firing stuff at me, please. That's 3 shots. Oh, that's it. Maybe I hit him before. Cool. Alright, assemble the fragments of the lost sigil, I guess. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay. This says I have a piece of a sigil, but there are enough overlaps between the two that you can trace the whole sigil. Fully formed, the pattern glowers resentfully. Store the sigil safely. Okay. I have found a sigil. And gained 500 XP. Nice. I need 5 more. Now the real question is... Hold on. Okay, hold on. It's an incendiary sigil, and it's filed under regrettable. It carries the highest possible level of warning. Conflagratory. The lightning within the storm that speaks is said to scour sigils on the sky. Oh, this is so cool. Okay, a handful of Eleutherian travelers have seen this sigil in Langley Hall. Both could be places worth visiting in your search for lost correspondence. So that's cool. You could just wander around and look for them, but every time you find one, it gives you hints as to where more can be found. So, storm that speaks. That's in Albion and Langley Hall. And we also heard that they were in Lustrum. Wefts of Unraveled Time. There was somewhere else too. But that'll be enough. If I follow up on all of those and then finish the other piece of one that I've gotten here, that'll be 6. Oh my god, the Nameless Spirit must be paid. It's been another month, huh? Alright, take your money. Take your blood money. Ow. Let's approach this place. An enclave of the dead. Let's persuade them to show you a piece of lost sigil. Okay. Another piece. That's 2. Out of 3. And let's, okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna finish exploring this little corner here. And then we're going to stop by the Shadow of the Sun to talk to the Sun's daughter about something. Something for the, what's this called? The clay conductor. We need a dispensation to make something new. Oh, get fucked, idiot. Huh, you get juked, idiot. Yeah. Now, here's where I get more scraps of ancient knowledge, and I need that more than I need money. 3 scraps of ancient knowledge, nice. Very nice, okay. Those senior scriveners are so worth their weight in gold to kill. Writ upon the heavens. Your sleep is fevered, restless. The fragments of lore you've scavenged from the broken library of the heavens plague your thoughts. Ideas chase through your mind, winding a burning path. You wake. A sigil sears your vision. Record it quickly. Cool. A description of this sigil was concealed in the frontispiece of the first volume of the Ministry's prohibited Golhabar redaction. The Ministry sought to hide it even from their own. You consult the clerk's notes. An entry suggests witnessing the music of the devils at the Howling Well. I know where that is. Wait, the Howling Well. I think that's the one in Albion 2, right? That's the one that the thing inside it married our princess. Pretty sure. You've also heard reports of a sigil glimpsed deep in the mists of Warlbury. Okay, fully 4 of those are located in Albion. Nice. So I can. That's gonna be easy peasy. Now the Weft of Time might be difficult to find, but I need to find one anyway to complete the Navigator's quest line. So I'll be looking for one. Alright, this looks like this connects. Very nice. Yeah, it does. And then we can go to Death's Doorstep. Do I have any reason to go there? I can't remember. Well, oh, I might, because I'm a yoked now. Well, you know, I'm going to save that for next time. I'm going to go talk to the princess right now. First, stop by the giant clock to reduce my terror some. That would be appreciated. Oh, yes, thank you, Horologian. Alright, interact. Let's approach it. Do I have to do something? Observe the anti-deceased. You're not permitted to participate, but you may watch. Okay. I gain a vision of the heavens. So is it just happenstance that both times the ceremony was for somebody not of my status? Or is it always that way? Yeah. Alright, princess. Let's talk. Let's talk business. Shadow of the Sun, Red Import Report. Seek an audience with the Sun's daughter. Outside the palace doors, the carefree attendant bows deeply. He's wearing a robe of red feathers and a pair of starling green boots. His voice echoes from a pot in his arms. That's a common theme, have you noticed, with people here? Their voices are like disconnected from their bodies. I don't know. I'll have to think about what that means. The Arbiter of Fates has expressed an interest in meeting you also, says the carefree attendant. I trust I need not tell you the magnitude of the honor, but if you saw her in your current form, you would unravel. Follow me. He leads you to a structure at the edge of the ornamental lake. It's halfway between tree and lighthouse. It's a branching tower with a blazing globe nestled in its upper reaches. You're taken upstairs to a windowless room with off-putting implements hanging from the walls. So is the blazing globe the princess? Your eyes must be replaced by gemstones, says the attendant, measuring your face with calipers. That is the simplest part of the procedure. He lifts a small bell and rings it, carefully watching your response. Your thoughts must become song, or they will turn against you. We will have to replace your skin with the language of light, and your tongue with flame. All perishable flesh must remain here for safekeeping. Let's, allow the nameless spirit to assist in ridding our form. This guy is worth his weight in gold, I tell you what. The attendant lays you on the bare stone floor at the center of a circle of engraved correspondence symbols. He takes from the wall a scalpel as long as a sword. This will hurt for a moment, he says. Then you will lose your comprehension of pain. Symbols flare like stars. The scalpel slides into you just above the collarbone and traces your outline with delicacy and precision. There's only a little blood. Your skin comes away in rinds, like shucked fruit. Good. The blaze of correspondence devours you. The world falls away. I now have a form resilient to resplendence. The palace is a vortex of blossoming, unblossoming kaleidoscope architecture. She at the center, a nucleus of violent light, the daughter of a star. She is a pillar of blazing time and rushing song, a winged and skeletal sun, a seven-limbed, seven-headed colossus of sapphire and silk, whose words dance like fireflies on the burning wind. Welcome, she says, her voice a howl and an orchestra and a shivering crystalline song. Oh man, how much of this stuff can I do? How, listen to her request first, I guess. There's a reason I've agreed to meet with you. I have a request. I can perform miracles, traveler, says the sun's daughter, her eyes blossoming like flowers. There are only two things you can do that I cannot. The first is die. The second is exit the Blue Kingdom. Fortunately for you, I require the latter. The sky shatters. Her mouth sings something similar to laughter. I have decided to establish a Blue Kingdom embassy in the Reach. Our isolation must end. I have chosen you for this task. Agree to help establish the Blue Kingdom Embassy. It will not just facilitate relations, but also spread the Blue Kingdom's philosophy and influence. What is your philosophy? I'm not, like, things have to die? I don't know. But accepting sounds more interesting than refusing, so I'm going to do that. The sun's daughter accepts your agreement with the unhesitating ingratitude of someone very accustomed to the world reshaping itself in her favor. You'll not be alone in this task, she says. Waiting at the station you will find my other chosen representative, a yoked spirit who in life was famous for his charisma and genius. He has received special dispensations that allow him to venture outside of the Blue Kingdom without being unmade. The philosophy of culmination. Yeah, so it kind of sounds like it. Okay, I can meet her diplomat and death's doorstop. Request a template for the Clay Conductor's companion. You speak your request in a slim flicker of light, like a candle flame. It wavers as though blown by a great wind, but you hold firm. The light grows brighter and warmer. Your entreaty becomes insistent. The sun's daughter listens in silent contemplation. When she finishes, your flame grows to a sudden roaring incandescence, and then, just as suddenly, dies. She conveys that the edict, that's an edict against creating anything new in the Forge of Souls, is inviolable. However, she implies obliquely that something composed of old parts would not be in violation of the edict. Consult the spirits of the Forge. The minister in white was cherished once. You will require her skill. Okay. Should I plead for an indulgence? Or request a testament of the feather? I've heard the word indulgence. That sounds useful to have. Let's try. Yeah! When you try to speak to the sun's daughter, you find that you are not using words. Concepts are communicated, yes. Shapes manifest in the air. A tapestry of 100 meanings is whittled down until only one remains. Your arguments are sound, says the sun's daughter. You suspect she's not using words either. A measure of translation is taking place. I will offer you a word of support in certain matters. I now have one indulgence. Oh shit, and can I request a testament of the feather? Fuck. I mean, it was expensive to get here, so that's fair. As you tell your story, you speak not in words, but in storms. Ink-black clouds coagulate above. A rain of words soaks you both in memories, leaving you shivering with nostalgia. When you reach the crescendo, lightning crawls across the horizon. The sun's daughter listens in silent rapture. When your story is over, the clouds boil to nothing, but pools of meaning linger. Sunshine burns them away. You have earned your dispensation, she states. I now have a Testament of the Feather, which I don't know the purpose of, but it's fine. Nice. All right. Um, See ya. I'm going back to human form. Okay, once more I am confined to the twitching, decaying flesh wreck that is my body. You haven't outwardly changed, but every movement now feels lumpen and ponderous. All right. Alrighty, so we need to go back to the Forge of Souls and figure out what kind of bullshit we can cobble together. Okay. We can improve something here. Let's improve our iron. It's actually getting to be pretty decent now. Nice, dude. Alright, that was very, very good. Very, very good indeed. I like it.